Okay.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching today. We got Debbie and myself here to talk to you about some listing strategies. And we're going to keep this to about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but I know this topic could go on for a long time, right, Debbie? I mean, how much time do you spend usually with agents on basic listing presentation? Is that at least an hour on a
Yeah.
Zoom?
Yeah, about an hour, but this is going to give you some ideas, and then you can always contact myself or Tony if you want to get in depth further with them.
Right. I always love that, the in-depth. Because, and I'm sharing my screen now. All right. Can you see my screen? And
Yep.
go into the presentation.
There you go.
So, and hopefully my internet connection, because I'm working from home today, and my internet connection is Wi-Fi, and sometimes it's slow, especially when other people are on it. So today, listing strategies. So that's why we were saying it take an hour could take, because every agent has different questions. That's why we do one-on-one. We kind of do intense training. So any agent watching this, especially our Century and Home Start agents, if you have any questions and you want to go through a listing presentation, Debbie and I are happy to help you build one in general, so you kind of know how to do that, and or two, specific to a specific listing on that. So, all right, we'll jump right into it. All right, give them a company update today, Debbie.
So coming soon is a program that Century 21 is putting together. I'm really excited about it. It's Moxie Works, and it's going to have a whole new dimension to your CRM and what we're going to be able to do in everything connecting together. So stay tuned for more information about Moxie Works. I think they just contacted you to load us with the MLS integrations, correct?
Correct. Just waiting
Yeah.
for a response for that. So this is all state of the art technology and tools for your listings, for so many other things, websites. There's a whole different, we'll say, conglomerate of tools and things that you can use, but we're going to be they're going to introduce it to it one step at a time. So watch for all the Century One Home Start agents, watch for all those emails, communication from us and Century 21 on that.
Yeah.
And what was the update with Mike about training? Or
yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody that he does do the continuing education once a month. And also he has his 20 minutes on Tuesdays at 11:30. You can get really good information from Mike. And he saves all of his stuff except for the continuing education on his YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to Tony or Mike's YouTube channels, you have a ton of information there. And then today, oh, that's already happened. Hesh's class was this morning.
right.
He'll have another
Yeah.
one. He'll have another one next month on Thursday at 8 o'clock. I don't know what the topic is yet, though. As soon as I find out what it is, he'll let us know, and then we can let you know.
So yeah, we usually have two every month. Definitely Hesh's, and usually Mike has one. But the one that I get emails consistently, every one for Hesh. When Hesh's, you sign up for Hesh's, you get a link. So you log on and to his page, his web page, to register, and then you're going to get a link in a separate email. And sometimes people are missing that. I usually get those emails around 2 minutes before or after the event. So because it's CE, if you have problems, because I have another agents that have had issues, like they get into the class, but somehow internet kicks them out or whatever, they watch to see, making sure you're connected a certain period of time. If not, for state purposes, they can't give you a certificate if you're not there at least, let's say, I think it's, if it's an hour class, you have 10 minutes. So if it's a 2-hour class, 20 minutes. So you have like kind of 20 minutes. If you're logged off, you can't get credit. So I know some agents been upset because something happened and got to take it. So always never wait to the last minute. So, all right, well, let's talk about some ideas for listings and things to do. So I'll let you start off, Deb.
So one of the things everybody keeps asking is, how do I get leads and how do I get listings, right? Well, we all know the answer to that, but we have to talk to people. talking to people will get you to where you need to be. As far as the lead part goes, Mike does have leads available. So if you want leads, you can contact Mike Ferrante. He's got several different options for you, either joining his team or just doing the lead service where you pay him a referral fee. So he has a lot of leads to give people. So if you need leads, you can always contact him and see what the best solution is there. We also have the program with Op City, which is connected to realtor.com. You can contact me if you want to get into that one. Most of those leads, to be honest with you, are buyers though. Listings,
Right.
you kind of got to get them on your own, you know, talking to people in your neighborhood and such. But the pre-qualification part of it is just meeting with the seller to see if you guys are going to be a good fit. You know, show them the pre-listing packet from Toolkit CMA.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
necessarily give them their market value for their house, but you can show them what the market is happening in their neighborhood and such until you get that actual exclusive rights signed by them. Do you concur with that?
Exactly. Yeah. Of course. No, basically, we in our office and we kind of feel like when agents come with us and they want to build a career, we want to teach them how to be successful themselves. Kind of like that old saying, teach you to fish before you go, you know, so you know how to fish in a given fish. So I think going on a team is great, and we have different teams in our office. But I like to, because I have agents, new agents getting in the business. They go, you know, should I join a team? I said, no, let me give you the tools and the skill to try to do it yourself. But if you need help getting leads, every successful agent or most successful agents are getting their own business and control of it. When you give up that control, there's something you'll lose a little bit there. But to stick at this, I always go off topic, but here's some ideas: is having a pre-qualification to make sure your listing presentation to a potential seller is geared towards them, what they're looking for, what's most important to them. And then Debbie or I will happy to sit down with you. And I have lists of questions you can ask sellers, like what is most important to you? Have you sold a house before? If yes, if that was yes, what you liked and didn't like about the experience the last time? They give you a list of a few different things that they didn't like. Now you know those are the highlighted ones. So in keeping your listing presentation to finding out how involved or how much information people want. Some people, I'm ADD. I want quick. Give me the bullet points, I'm done. But if you give me an hour-long presentation, you lost me at the first 10 minutes. So that's part of the pre-qualification. Should you give them the deluxe model or the boiled down important things? Listing presentation, again, great systems to use on 21 Online with Toolkit CMA. The marketing, the listing of what you're going to do, a lot of that is already put into the listing presentation, but it gives lots of pages and things that you could add to the things that you're going to go above and beyond. And of course, contract to close is the things that you're going to do from start to finish. You got to explain to your potential sellers when you're getting listings is that this is all the things I'm going to do before we even get an offer, and explaining that these are all the things that I'm going to do to work hard to get that perfect buyer for you. And then these are all the things I'm going to do from that time on. Sometimes some agents kind of, as soon as they get that offer, kind of fall off the planet. They don't have a plan for follow-up and let sellers know. And Debbie, we got a good system for that, like with the tracker.
The
Have you
tracker,
had?
absolutely. The
Mhm.
tracker's
Yeah.
good for buyers and for sellers. I also have on Homestar Office in the coaching tab, a step-by-step for sellers and a step-by-step for buyers. If you need to know what your next thing is, what do I do next? There's a step-by-step on each one of those in the coaching tab. You can find that there. If you need more help with that, of course, you can always contact me as well. But yeah, you have a ton of tools available to you right there to help you figure out things. Don't forget, if you're in a point of sale municipality, that you do have to remind your seller to get that done by reaching the building department and paying them a little fee so they can come out there and tell you whether the house is going to pass inspection and the buyer will get their occupancy permit, or not. And maybe they have to fix a few things. Not all areas that we cover, because we cover all of Ohio, have point of sale. So they have really good lists on Elgar's website, and they also have a really good list on ACAR's website. You can find out if your territory does need a point of sale or not.
That's great. And then also last, clients for life and building your success, getting referrals from those sellers. And Debbie, we have a good program to keep in touch with someone after closing too, or anybody, right? The Preferred Client Club. You want to tell a little bit about that?
The Preferred Client Club is really good, and they haven't changed their pricing in many years. Since I've been here, it's been the same. You can get 7 touches for 7 years for $58 out of your commission when you close.
Right.
$58. They're going to send,
Seven
pardon?
touches a year.
Yes, a year.
Yeah.
7 touches a year for 7 years with cards, with a calendar, with magazines, and it's all branded with your stuff on it. Why do you want to do that? Because you want to keep your picture and your information in their mind. So if they're talking to one of their neighbors or their family members, they can refer you. And if it's sitting on their coffee table, it's right there for everybody to see.
Exactly. And I been with Century 21. We've been Century 21 about 17 years now. And they've had it since the day I walked in. And every year they tell us that this is used so much. This actually loses, Century 21 pays for this. They have to pay for this. The amount of money you pay doesn't cover, because it's like $1 a time. With the way postage is, it's less than $1 a time. I've read exactly what you pay. You couldn't even send out a flyer or a postcard or almost a personal letter for the same price or less than a magazine, postcards. And it's automatic. So this is like, it's like a no-brainer, and we'll help you with that. And it's just, you do it and let it go, which is nice. Now, some other things about reasons a property sells: there's strategic staging that you could do. I know we haven't, I think this is a skill, this is a tool, this is an idea that a lot of people, agents have gotten out of the habit of, because the houses sell so fast, but we're gonna need them again soon. And there's virtual staging options. If you're ever looking at that, I have a few websites that have virtual staging with pictures and things like that. Aggressive marketing ideas, professional photography, but good descriptions. We have our single site property websites for agents or for their listings on things. And just, there's so many different things that we can go over with you individually, because there's so many things you can do there's almost unlimited things you can do to go over and above to list and market a property and what you can tell your seller. But you got to decide what you want to tell them you're going to do. Like
Right.
open house. I always, Debbie, I always tell agents, in our exclusive right to sell doesn't have a marketing plan in there. It just says that they allow us to market their home. It doesn't say I'm going to do 2 open houses a month. I'm going to put in the paper. I'm going to do a property website. It doesn't, that agreement is just to market their home. Now in your listing presentation, then you could decide, what you're going to do. Any more thoughts on that?
There is a seller's pledge that you can add to your listing presentation, and it's the 21 points of selling your home. Catch that phrase? But it works because it's all stuff you're going to do anyhow. There's a couple things on there that maybe you aren't going to do. So maybe you're not going to put it in the local newspaper, or you're not going to hold an open house. I can tell you though that open houses are becoming more popular now that things are opening up in our area and stuff. So if you want to sit at an open house and you're a newer agent, all you have to do is go on to the workplace and send a message out. Hey, I'm new. This is where I live. I'd be happy to sit at your open house for you. There's a lot of seasoned agents who are listing agents who don't want the time to do the open house and would be happy to let you do it for them. So you can just reach out to them. If you need help with that, you can just let me know.
And then effective pricing, of course, even in the seller's market, we always train our agents, and a good advice is to price it where you think it should be. Obviously, us as realtors in general, we've been doing not a poor job of it. We didn't even know exactly where the market was going. When you hit prices, because the bottom line is you don't know what buyers are out there until you get offers on your house. And then when properties are selling over asking, then you're like, wow, I'm surprised by that. Same with this. And Debbie, I'm sure you're on the phone all day with agents. I'm on the phone with all agents about buyers not getting their buyers' offers not getting accepted, and can't believe that their offer at 20,000 over asking. Well, there was obviously another buyer in the market that wanted to pay even more or better terms, and no one knew that. But occasionally I see an agent get a seller that is really just sees their neighbor sell their house for a certain price and thinks their house is better and want to go way over. This, still, you're the expert on that. So any thoughts on that, Debbie, of what advice you give agents?
Yeah, use your comparative market analysis, show them what the market is showing right now and give them a nice round picture of that. So show the low, the medium, and the high. Try and keep them in that medium range if you can without giving them an exact number. Let them choose. So that they and just explain to them, if you stay in right here where the market is, this medium range, chances are you're going to have those multiple offers, and maybe you can get to that high without even trying.
Right.
But there are some sellers that want to start at that high right off the get-go. And what do we say to them? We'll do whatever you want, Mr. Seller. We can always lower the price, but this is really where the market is showing there's a lot of activity right here.
And also and one other thing I use, Debbie, is that when you price your house high or a listing high, sometimes you're helping the next listings. So that's why I say always watch what's going on. You should be, every listing you get, you should be putting yourself on an auto for that city of what's new and pending and sold, so you can watch what's happening in the market. Because I've had agents come to me 2 months into a listing going, this is not selling. I go, well, 5 other houses like it sold. Did you not see that? And they're like, no, I didn't even know, because they're not watching. And they all sold for about 10,000 less than your price. So when you have a buyer that goes in and sees your listing and another listing, this one's 10,000 less, and that person was happy with 20,000 less, but they saw yours. So they just went underneath you, kind of like the undercutters. You see that in other businesses, like, I'll sell you this product for, $999, but oh, look at over here, it's $899. That $899 might have used the $999 because they know people are going to see that. They might have sold for $799. But they go, well, might as well do $899 because they're at $999. So hopefully you understand that. If you might be helping other people sell their houses. And if you tell the sellers that, go, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, hey, if we put it too high, you're actually going to help everybody else sell their house faster. Like, what do you mean? I go, because they're going to compare. Well, everybody knows that you could just offer anything. I'm like, no, everybody doesn't know that.
Right.
On that. Any final thoughts on that?
Yeah, use your toolkit, not your toolkit, I'm sorry. Use your golden ruler report in Century 21 online, because that is going to show your seller what hits they're getting on the internet. So you have a powerful tool right there. If they're listed too high, they're going to see you've gotten 20,000 people looking at your house, but we don't have any offers. So what does that say? Maybe we need to lower that price a little bit.
Exactly. Great. Thanks for, I always forget about the golden ruler. Even I've been doing this forever and I forget about that. But yes, the golden ruler is a great tool. It shows you all the hits and the views on all the different websites for your listing. So you can show that to sellers. See, look at all these people looking for your house, especially when you overprice a listing. The sellers are usually going by who walked in their house. I go, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if you're priced too high, look at all these views. People see it, but you're too high. They don't go, well, it's not worth that. So why even come see it? They see all the great pictures that you took and all the marketing that you're doing. They're just saying price is not worth this when they're comparing. Example, and if you have 2 TVs, one's on Best Buy website, one's on Amazon, exact same TV, one's cheaper. Why even go look at that TV at Best Buy? Because you already know there's a cheaper one here. I'll go look at the cheaper one, or buy the cheaper one, if that makes sense. So, but we're hit our 20-minute mark here. Remember, Debbie and I are here. We'll book times with us, and we could go more in depth with one, because a good listing presentation, honestly, it's kind of like the perfect listing weapon, right?
Right.
You have the perfect weapon, you'll get it. Right, Deb?
Yep, you will. Next week, we're going to talk about 4 numbers that you can bring to your listing presentation to make you stand out. Okay. And there's your little tidbit that you can post on Facebook or any of your social media. It's National Hug Your Cat Day on June 4th. And this just tells everybody that you're grateful for their referrals.
Forever grateful. That is great. All right. June 4th coming up, 2 days, Saturday. So,
yeah.
all right. Well, thanks for
Saturday.
joining us, everybody. I appreciate your time. And let me stop the share there. And we'll see you next Thursday, but hopefully a lot of you reach out to us and we'll schedule some times and do some one-on-ones. That's what we love to do. So have a great day. See you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.